I will get the music sort of turned off here. Isn't that nice? Got the little organ there. I really like the music for this game, but I'm gonna turn that off because, well, A, I don't really want to get flagged on YouTube. I don't know if they're gonna flag me on YouTube for doing that, but also, oh gosh, I didn't turn off the stream thing, so that's real unprofessional. All right, here we are in game. This is Forodus versus Megarith. And this is Artifact Cup. Sorry, this is Artifact Cup 32. This is DOK 1.2. So there was a patch recently to Deserts of Karak, changing the game balance a little bit. And this is before that patch. I'll talk more about how I did that later. But for now, we're watching Megarith in the Coalition. He's playing Forodus, a player that I have played, I believe, in this Artifact Cup, but haven't seen a whole lot of. I don't really recall how Forodus plays or what kind of player Forodus is, but Forodus is also in the Coalition, so we have a mirror match here on the Shallows, which is a decent map for a mirror match. There's not a whole lot of hilly terrain to deal with in the middle, and so you get to kind of just deal with more maneuvering around these big rocks. Hey, Philo. Yeah, I figured YouTube wouldn't flag it, but I figured it might also be kind of distracting in the middle of a game because we've already got me talking and we've got the game voice talking, so you know. Megarith here going for an early expansion here on his second expansion, well, his first expansion, his second resource base. Makes sense. It's a little odd that he's going RUs first, so we're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch what tech he's going for. So far he's going for Lav Assault Pack, but he's getting more RUs than just what he needed for Lav Assault Pack, and also started with like a couple salvagers here on RUs, and yeah, I don't know. Megarith is being a little gutsy with that. His UAV just got shot down here.
Destination set.
But instead we have Forodus coming in with Lavs, Megarith coming in with some Lavs of his own. Megarith did not get an armor upgrade, did Forodus. Oh my gosh, I don't have my replay viewer installed. Oh, that's a big problem.
A turret is under fire. Coordinates confirmed. Strike.
Wait, that can't be right. I don't have my replay viewer installed?
Artifact position authenticated.
Move order confirmed. Ready. Send.
I don't have my replay viewer installed.
Post just went down. Right.
Well, I'm sad about that. I'll have to fix that at a break. But in any case, little skirmish here. Turret went down, turret went pop. But Megarith is going to get this because he's got enough LAVs coming in now. Forodus' group is going to be taken care of. And if we look at the units lost tab, this is going to be... Okay, I thought it was going to be pretty even. I guess Megarith just got away with a turret destroyed. And Forodus lost a bunch of Lavs.
Green line confirmed. On our way. Receiving.
Megarith doesn't have any armor upgrades here, but he does have the assault pack ability, which he's gonna use, and that's gonna let him get to this high ground real fast and just avoid any kind of fire from these Lavs here. But in the meantime, you know, they will get chewed up as soon as these Lavs from Forodus can close in. I think this base run is going down no matter what, though, and this high ground here is gonna help Megarith a lot. He's staying out of the range of these LEVs that aren't moving in, which is like really bad for Forodus. Still going to be relatively even here, except that Forodus lost a base runner. Elsewhere, more LAVs streaming in from both players. What is the tech situation? Lav armor level 1 has come in for Megarith. Now, I mentioned earlier, oh my gosh, I don't have my replay tech mod. I don't think. Because it's showing, yeah, it's showing the exact same tech for both of these carriers, which is not how my replay mod works. Apparently, I don't have it installed. I'm sad about that, but I will, yeah, I'll make sure I fix that. So we're on DOK 1.2.1, I believe, and this is the version of DOK before the most recent patch. The way that I got this to work is I basically just kept a backup of the game and I kept it in a different folder, and then I just start Steam in offline mode and switch the folders and then start up the old version of DOK, and it works with the old replays. It does not, you know, the new version of DOK does not work with old replays because the unit stats have all changed and it can't really figure out how to render the game or, you know, how to reproduce the game state when all those stats are changed because it doesn't save those along with the replay. And it doesn't keep up another set of unit stats along. Megarith's going to lose this base runner without grabbing an artifact, which is fine. These LAVs are going to tangle a bit, and this is going to be kind of more even fighting, I feel like. There's a railgun here, which isn't going to do anything.
Alert. LAV down.
If it was a Soban railgun, maybe it could have done something, but these are plain old Coalition railguns that just shoot the ground when they try and hit lavs.
Green line confirmed.
Light attack vehicle online.
So we've got railguns versus AAVs, and if I were Forodus seeing railgun tech out from Megarith, the last thing that I would want to do
Light attack
is
vehicle in
stream
service.
across the map with some AAVs. But Forodus is gonna do what he wants to do. This is still Megarith's tech. Megarith is getting AAV tech now, so Megarith, excuse me, is going to be a bit more well-rounded before anything really hits his home base.
Cleared for move.
And so neither player is really holding the middle a whole lot. I mean, Megarith has these LAVs, which are just going to run into these AAVs if they try and tangle and be absolutely destroyed. The question is, will Forodus move forward to the AAVs and lose them all to the railguns?
CU field. Reading. We need a turret set in place. Reporting.
This is interesting. AA turret coming up for Megarith.
Proximity warning in effect. Hostiles designated. Armor moving out.
Take a look at the economies here for both players. Forodus has a support cruiser and his carrier up forward. Pretty standard sort of 2-base economy. Megarith, meanwhile, is running on a carrier only, but off of 3 bases. And so he's remote mining from these 2 other bases, mostly off of this left base here. Forodus, meanwhile, holding to the center here with AAVs, which I like. Given that he saw the railguns, that's a much better move. It would be nice to see this base runner take advantage of that, maybe snag this artifact while it can, or at least this one and this one. Maybe if he had built another base runner, that would be an opportunity to capture 2, maybe even 3 base runners at this, 2 or 3 artifacts at the same time. But right now, Forodus's problem is he doesn't really have any ability to project force. Megarith is happy to just sit back here with railguns for some reason. If I were Megarith, I think I'd be moving in with those and trying, but it's tricky to shoot into these rocks, and Forodus is doing a very good job of staying inside of them.
Be advised. Enemy support vehicle authenticated.
Research completed.
Space Runner, meanwhile, did not grab an artifact, and I don't know if he even realized it. I think he tried right-clicking on that and then moved to the extraction zone before actually nabbing the artifact.
Stand by.
This is an annoying little jab from Megarith that should mean nothing if these AAVs go and chase it away.
Move order confirmed. Alert. Support taking hostile.
And this might be Forodus getting in some trouble. Megarith baiting with the base runner. I think the base runner's gonna have to go down.
Alert.
Nice smoke there covering it. I think Forodus could have pursued and taken out that base runner, but he's not going to. Forodus is, well, I say that, he's moving. But he didn't, yeah, he's going to back up there. He's not going to get sniped out by those railguns, which makes sense. He's going to kind of suicide some lavs. I don't know.
New heading set.
Really pretty tame game altogether. Megarith sending 1 AAV in here to sort of wreak havoc. And this is going to do a lot more damage than Forodus's AAVs because this one's only fighting other AAVs. There are no railguns here from Forodus to take care of this AAV. And so this well-armored, or, well, no, it's not well-armored. It's just got veterancy. But this AAV here, going to do a lot of damage, taking out some salvagers. Just one of them.
Coordinates confirmed.
It's going to go and find the high ground here. Okay, and here are the railguns. Then now this AAV's mission is over. It might try and smoke, and there's really nothing it can do. It's going to die. It might take down the salvager. Not the best smoke, but you know what? It'll be annoying for a while. Meanwhile, though, some LAVs got in here and actually did a huge amount of damage. That was a support cruiser that went down, I think. I missed something huge there. These LAVs must have been sitting in here for a while. Anyway, now Forodus kind of pulling back with his AAVs, escorting these base runners. In theory, these AAVs can keep these base runners very safe, and this is what I was hoping Forodus would do. This, though, this is a disaster. Forodus needs to get just 1 AAV up your stat. Instead, he's pulling every AAV back as he's realized just how little control he has ceded to Megarith on the basis of 2 LAVs. This is incredibly good for Megarith, but also should never have been allowed to happen. Megarith is doing massive damage here, and now gaining massive map control off of pulling Forodus' forces back, because Forodus kind of didn't really go with a proportional response. He went with, oh my god, I just lost everything, and therefore I need to send everything. Not really true. Forodus now is sending these railguns ahead, which is really dangerous. They're unescorted. These AVs are going forward, so that's good, but these base runners now unescorted, which Megarith isn't going to punish Forodus for, but look at this. Megarith grabbing the high ground with these two LAVs, going to try and snipe down this logistics module while those LAVs still can, and I think they're going to get it. There's 250 CUs down the drain, and... Okay, so what happens now? We've got AAVs here. Somebody smoking, likely Megarith, not really sure. And Megarith's railguns getting in position on this rock perch.
Fleet logistics module out.
Forodus' railguns, meanwhile, not in a very good spot. They're not going to be able to fire on Megarith's. They're not really even able to fire on this AAV. This AAV is just a scout hiding behind a hill. And these railguns are probably going to just chew up AAVs for a while, as we see happening here. They've got the high ground advantage. They can shoot down. This AAV is going to hang out forever. And Forodus is just going to bleed AAVs for a while. This AAV coming in can actually get real close up with this railgun. Probably not going to do too much. Probably not going to take it out, but still going to do a lot of damage. These LAVs might be able to finish it off. Railgun from Forodus going down here. These railguns, meanwhile, completely untouched, and these AAVs from Forodus having to pull back, not smoking for some reason. I think this is a pretty classic situation of a player getting spooked. So here's air from Forodus. This would be really nicely used against these railguns here, but Forodus kind of wasted a missile shot there against an LAV. And now this aircraft isn't really doing anything. So yeah, I think Forodus got spooked here. He realized too late, and I kind of realized too late, that his economy was in trouble. And then kind of just didn't know what to do and kind of started trying to throw units at things, and it didn't really work. And he's sort of just losing control and a little stressed out about it, I think. These railguns, you know, decent, I guess, except that aircraft is now gone. It didn't get shot down, it just retreated and didn't actually target the railguns. These are going to finally target the railguns here. But now Megarith's moving out with the carrier. He's got power reserve level 4, and this game is starting to look like it is more and more over. I think this is recoverable for Forodus. He can get his economy back online. He can hurt Megarith a bit if, well, Megarith has a battle cruiser? I would say that Forodus technically has an opportunity to hold Megarith here by using aircraft and just building railguns, and, you know, if Forodus suddenly changed into a different player, this might still technically be winnable, but it's not going to happen. Let's be realistic here. Even with the aircraft that Forodus has, which is appreciable, he's moving his carrier forward against a battlecruiser and another battlecruiser, and he's just going to lose everything. Railgun getting away here, going to do some damage against the battlecruiser. Cool. It's just the carrier is soaking up all the battlecruiser's shots. And here's a missile battery. So that window of opportunity to use aircraft has closed. And Forodus' carrier is just going to go down to some volleys of battlecruiser fire. Those big guns. Nice cannon fire there, and there it goes. Side-by-side coalition carriers. So that was the first game, and I'm really just casting Megarith's games because he asked me so many times to cast these games from Artifact Cup 32. So there you have it, and we're going to be on to the next.